Okay, in this video we're going to try a new format. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions that I've got while I've been on the road, and the answers are in video format that I made here, there, and everywhere while I was on the road. So hopefully this video answers a question that you may or may not have had. If you do have a question, leave it in the comments below and you'll probably end up in the next video. Or not. Here we go. So I've been at the hotel waiting for my transfer case to show up, and it shipped today, which I'm stoked about. And a buddy of mine in California shipped me another Trident shifter, so that's awesome. So while I'm at the hotel, I have been editing my butt off, as well as running around and setting things up to get installed, etc. But right now I've been doing this trail every night. I'm 10 miles from my hotel on this trail. And it says it's U.S. Air Force training or something, but you can ride here. But I mean, how awesome is that view? Pikes Peak, right there. Yeah. And I've been filming with GoPros on the front of the mountain bike like I often do. But this time around, I've got night vision pointing backwards. So while I'm rolling out of here, if anything follows me or checks me out after I go by, as often happens, hopefully I'll get it on video. We'll see what happens, at any rate. So for those that ask me all the time, this is the bike. This is how I set it up at night. I use two small rig clamps to clamp it to the top of the fork, so I don't have to worry about bottoming out and hitting this, so it works out pretty well. And on the back, I've got an Aurora Pro night vision, digital night vision device. And we're gonna see how this works out. It's also on a small rig clamp. These things are phenomenal. And up front, I've got a Nightcore 1200 lumen headlight that lasts about 2 hours. And then I've got the Magic Shine 7000 lumen light that runs on this battery pack hanging here on the frame. So if one light goes down, I've got a backup. And if I was wearing my helmet, I have a light on that, but I also have a light just in case. Just in case, just in case. You know what I mean? Waiting for it. I mean, it's 10 minutes to 9. And as soon as you get on the trail, it gets dark because of the trees. Some of it's, about half of this Santa Fe trail is open and half of it is grown in. So it's pretty badass. It's good for exercise. I mean, I'm doing twice the mileage I would do back home because there's twice the amount of space. And I'm doing it at 7,000 foot higher altitude than at home because I live at sea level. So this is working me, I'll tell you that. On the road. And it is going to be an awesome. So I'm in Wyoming, almost into Utah, and the truck is set up for the night. I'm in a parking lot at Little America. I couldn't find a camp spot. Overlander smoked me again. So I'm parked here, and I'm pulling internet like I usually do off of this little guy that I'm gonna drop. I forget what this thing is called. I totally forget what it's called. But I'll leave a link for it because it works pretty dang well most of the time. I mean, Wyoming, Utah, not really season. This is gonna be totally internet friendly. You see what I mean? At any rate, on the road, going to get a new fridge because this one failed. Unbelievable. So before anybody asks, I had the Starlink and it takes up too much space and the juice ain't worth the squeeze. You can watch videos, but it doesn't help you upload in any way whatsoever at all. So it's sitting in my kitchen. So many people hyped up the SpaceX thing, the Starlink, and I actually got one. And it takes up way too much space, and all it does is you can watch videos. I wanted it for uploading. The Glocal Me handheld unit works way better than the Starlink. See, that's the beauty of listening to people that review things that aren't actually paid by the people that make them to review them. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. At any rate, people were asking me, how do I keep things cold? Do I use ice? What type of refrigerator do I use? Well, that's a funny comment because on this particular road trip, my refrigerator simply died. So here's kind of a funny story. I'm on my way to Salt Lake City. It's Thursday. I'm supposed to be hanging out in Colorado Springs waiting for my transfer case to get delivered, which should be tomorrow. And then I got to wait another few days because my buddy is on vacation for the holiday weekend. It is what it is. Well, just a week ago, I'm at another buddy's shop and I do a walk-around video of his Troopy. And while we're doing the walk-around video, he happens to point out the new Snowmaster fridge that he got for his Troopy build, etc. And I mentioned, hey, I remember a few years ago you sold me my Snowmaster dual zone with the refrigerator and freezer because I like ice cream even in the middle of the desert. And he ignores me and I leave a little funny, text in the video saying, hey, and he ignores me, blah, blah, blah. See, you're still rolling this. Is that a new Snowmaster or is it the same one?
No, this is a new one.
Because I still got the one you sold me 3 years ago and it works like a champ, man.
So the I went with the 42-liter single zone.
I mentioned to him that my fridge was running perfectly and that this thing had put in some serious hours, running for 3, 4, 5, 6 months straight, you know what I mean? In really bad weather and, heat, etc., blah, blah, blah. The next day, my Snowmaster fails. And when I say my Snowmaster fails, it's a strange failure. The refrigerator is now the freezer, and the freezer is the refrigerator, but there's no way to control it. Meaning, instead of my freezer being 1 degree and the fridge being 32 degrees, the fridge is 20 degrees below zero, and the freezer is at 50 degrees. And try as I might, I can't get it to reset. This happened to me one time before. And apparently it happened to Jason one time before with his Snowmaster. Well, I'm on the road, man. I can't live in a hotel. It ain't happening. It's the summertime and I'm at altitude and I'm in deserts. One of the two. So ice is not an option. So I'm driving on this Thursday afternoon in crazy traffic. And I'm going to Equipped One's shop in Salt Lake City because they carry National Luna's dual zones, and I think I'm going to get a 60-liter dual zone. Now, I'm not complaining about the Snowmaster. That thing put in its, that thing paid for itself, no problem. I always kept the compressor clean. I always vacuumed it. I always blasted it out with compressed air, etc. And maybe it's just a switching relay or something to that effect. But it's the 4th of July week. You know what I mean? I got other things going. I ain't got time for this, man. So I got to go drop a pretty decent piece of change to get another refrigerator. And I'm going to leave my Snowmaster there or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it's just a strange thing. Every time I mention something like, this thing runs like a champ or this thing is phenomenal, the next day or 2 days later, it fails. It is what it is. Whatever. So, because I'm in a hotel room right now and I'm checking out in the morning, I want to upload this video so you guys will have something to watch while I'm on the road heading back to the East Coast real quick. But here's a funny little story I'm going to put in the very end of this video. It's pretty hilarious. Also, any more questions you may or may need to know, leave them in the comments below and you'll end up in the next video I do of this particular genre. You see what I'm saying? So here we go. This is funny, but it's just my luck. So this just happened. I'm on my way to Salt Lake City to get my refrigerator. I didn't leave Colorado Springs till like 11 o'clock, 11:30. It's 8 o'clock now. I stopped and looked at a few things, and I'm at Little America in Wyoming. And I went to get a camping spot, and the woman's like, "You gonna camp in your truck?" I said, yeah. She said, well, you can just park over there where it says no overnight parking and you'll be good to go. And I said, okay. So I parked right there. I walk around the truck, I take my bike off the truck, and then I proceed to drop my only key to the truck right there, which is deep water. My keys fell right there and didn't go in. I mean, seriously? That is amazing divine intervention, I have to say. I mean, how did that not fall in there? Woo! And I'm parked in front of 2 signs that say no overnight camping or parking. And she told me it was all good. So we'll see. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to answer one of your questions in the video, leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. I need some help here on this channel because the algorithm is killing me. At any rate, I am out.